How's it going, folks? It's your boy WildDigga, and today we're going to be continuing where we're going to ask controversial questions to AI NPCs in Skyrim. We will be asking 4 well-known NPCs what they think about these controversial questions. Here we go. Hello, Irilith. Good day to you.
Good day is a rather pointless sentiment when the sky hangs like a storm cloud over us. Though perhaps that's a discussion for another time.
Well, today I'm on a mission to ask people some controversial questions, and I think you would be the perfect candidate to do so.
Controversial questions, you say? Do tell, what manner of questions are these?
The first question I have is, does pineapple belong on pizza?
Yes, the age-old debate, a rather unorthodox topic for our quest, but I admire your daring. I'd wager not many have ventured this far into the realm of culinary controversy. Personally, I find the combination peculiar. The sweetness of the pineapple clashes somewhat with the savory nature of the cheese and tomato sauce.
I see.
Giga Chad, always a pleasure to see a friendly face in this dreary city. What brings you to these parts this evening?
The pleasure is mine. It's always nice seeing your scaly, beautiful-looking, lizardy face.
Well, I do try to keep my scales polished, you know. Keeps the inns of the cityites more apt to offer a glass or two.
Haha, well you see, I am asking controversial questions, and the first question I have for you is, does pineapple belong on pizza?
Pineapple on pizza. It's like putting scales on a mudgrub, throws off the whole natural order. But if it brings you joy, then I suppose anything goes.
You're really gonna waste my time with that? Goodness, some shade doesn't even know. Next question, or get out of here.
No, you will answer my question. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Look, I've stolen enough gold to last 5 lifetimes. I've faced down guards, bandits, and even the occasional dragon, but pineapple on pizza? Now either get to the real question or move on.
That is the real question.
Alright. You want my honest opinion on this? Controversy. It's a crime against taste, I'll say that. She finishes her drink with a loud
Your
sigh.
skin's as pale as the snow. You scared of sunlight or something?
Bro, fuck off. Y'all Ballgroove, my man. How is it going?
Greetings to you as well. Dane, welcome back to Dragon's Reach. To what do I owe the pleasure?
Well, you see, I've come to ask some more controversial questions since the last time.
Stupid dog.
Very well. Noodle around with the deep topics, Dane.
My first question is, does pineapple belong on pizza?
Pineapple on pizza. Such a curious debate, but frankly, Dane, I think the practicality of such a creation speaks for itself. The bitterness of the pineapple does cut through the richness of the cheese and savory sauce in a most interesting way. Wouldn't you agree? Of course, my palate may be accustomed to the traditional fare of boiled salmon and root vegetables, but a dash of the unexpected can be a welcome change.
The next question I have is it okay to drink beer out of a straw?
By the divines, I've tried stranger things in a field of battle, but I've never encountered such a peculiar question. It seems an unnecessary affront to the beverage, wouldn't you say? Beer's meant to be savored, not guzzled. Perhaps it's ill-fitting for a blade-swinging warrior like myself, that there is a certain ritual to the act of raising a tankard and taking a hearty draught.
I like that answer.
Drinking beer through a straw? That's like trying to taste the wind. Where's the satisfaction in that? A true warrior savors every drop, every bit of foam, every lingering taste.
Drink beer out of a straw. You jest, right?
Why do you think it's such a funny question?
Sapphire takes a moment to compose herself. You know, it just seems unnatural. It's like trying to sip blood wine through a quill, ain't it?
A straw for ale. Cry the divines. I've heard wilder tales from drunken skoomer fiends than that. There's a certain poetry, shall we say, to raising a tankard upon one's lips and allowing the broth to wash over the tongue, to savor the froth and the aroma. A gentle nudge for the ale to flow is all it needs. Drinking from a straw, it removes the ritual, the communion, the essence of the mead. Think you are unfit to handle ale in its purest form.
Great answer. Between PlayStation, Xbox, or PC, which do you prefer?
Irala stares at you for a moment. considering if perhaps you've lost your mind. I stop my ear training whenever I hear tales of magical boxes bringing fantasies to life, though I've heard whispers of these gaming contraptions. They say the PlayStation and Xbox offer a vaunted immersion, transporting one to realms beyond imagining. PC, however, is rumored to be the favorite platform of them all. Discerning individual, more freedom to manipulate and control the experience. They claim it caters to the purist, the one who seeks not only spectacle but intricate customization.
So is that what you prefer?
If a warrior must choose such frivolous matters, give me the unyielding build of a PC. It is reliable, easily repaired, and grants a sense of mastery over one's tools. The same could be said of a well-maintained sword, wouldn't you say?
Ah, fancy contraptions those are, for idle entertainment. Liar strength, axe when in action, that's my preference. Though, if I had to choose, I'd wager a PC. Those Nord scientists have some mighty clever minds, I hear tell.
Great answer.
Sapphire lets out a snort, clearly amused by your question.
Yes.
You see these Misa cans, boy/girl? These fingers were made for a blade, not for button mashing some magical box. I'd rather spend my nights ale swilling and bartering than staring at flashing lights.
But if you had to choose, which would you choose?
That's easy, none of them.
A question for a man of discerning tastes. Indeed, I've intercepted word on the wind of these PlayStation and Xbox contraptions. Heard they involve sorts of moving pictures and tales of bravery, though I wouldn't know anything about such electronic frivolity. But which one to choose? Then I imagine that flowery gizmo they call the PlayStation, all those pretty little buttons. It's nearly as ornate as a Nord war horn, but with a far less pleasant sound. As for the Xbox, I hear that's a more rugged contraption. It might appeal to a man of action, someone who likes a good gut punch without all the glitter. I suppose, if I were to be forced to choose, I'd say the Xbox is simply designed befitting a more practical individual, though I'd need to consult with Proventus on the particulars. I fear my fingers are better suited for wielding a sword than these strange controllers.
Alright, sounds good. And for my final question. Is lava wet?
Lava wet, by the 8, you're truly littering my day with curiosities. I haven't encountered a philosophical debate of such dubious merit since I argued the merits of salted bacon over spiced ham with a drunken Nord at an ill-advised mead hall for expression then turns thoughtful. If wetness is defined by adherence and the ability to sustain contact, I suspect the molten fury of the volcano's heart would not meet the criteria.
Thank you for your time.
At least there's a sliver of enjoyment to be found in a good debate, even if the topic is as strange as a Nord in a priest's robes. Now, I suggest you be on your way.
This is a question that has plagued philosophers and lizard folk alike for centuries. What wetness, say? Is it the sensation of water clinging to your scales, dripping off your claws? Why, lava's drier than a Carjade's joke.
Alright, thank you for your time.
Always a pleasure, friend. May your blades be sharp and your coin purse full. And remember, never drink molten rock, it's terribly undignified.
Alright, I'll make sure not to do that.
Love that? You asking me about love? You picked the wrong Riffenhor for that.
What? No. I said, is lava wet?
Lava wet. She sighs, massaging her temples. I can't believe I just spent the better part of morning answering your garbage questions. And this is what you come up with.
Holy shice, she's so harsh. Just give me an answer, okay? Is lava wet? There were much more famous people answering these questions. You could do it as well.
Famous people, you say? Now, that's a question that's been troubling philosophers and blacksmiths alike for centuries. Sea lava's a bit of a trickster, ain't it? It's hot molten rock, yet it flows like water. So is it wet? Sapphire ponders for a moment, tapping her fingers against the table thoughtfully. It's all about perspective, ain't it? If you're talking about the way it feels, no, definitely not wet. You touch molten rock, you ain't feeling water. But if you're talking about its state, its movement, maybe.
I see.
The wet, the most curious question, Dane. I've seen molten rock flow down the peaks of Mount Anter, but even in its fiery fury, I've never considered it wet. I imagine it's more akin to honey, thick and viscous, clinging to its foam rather than clinging to something else. But then again, what do I, a gray-haired Jarl, know of such esoteric matters? Let me consult with Farengar, our court wizard. Perhaps he'll have an answer for this peculiar inquiry.
Tell us, Farengar, is lava wet?
Lava wet? That is a question that has perplexed scholars for ages. You see, the very definition of wet relies on the interaction of a liquid with the surface. Lava, being molten rock, is already a state of extreme heat, a highly viscous liquid. Yes, but not in the traditional sense. The surface tension of lava, while significant, doesn't work in the same way as water. It clings to itself, to fuse into a coherent mass rather than seeking out and adhering to other surfaces. It's all rather complex, wouldn't you agree? I'm sure even the greatest scholars would ponder this question for years.
What an amazing conclusion, Farengar. Fantastic answer. Alright, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was fun to make this video. Let me know about the controversial questions that I've asked, how you liked it, and let me know what kind of controversial questions you guys want me to ask next time to these AI NPCs in Skyrim. And if you really want to trigger a group of people, just ask them, is lava wet? Thank you for watching, have a great day, and bye bye.